Book in hand, it's time to go shopping for a new car. Hi, I'm Scott, a former military pilot and airline pilot from Texas. At 55, I decided I had had enough and embarked on a plan to retire in Thailand. So I did my homework, sold everything, and moved to Thailand. Now I'm living the dream. Now that I was ready to buy a car, I started by doing my research. I looked at the Toyotas and the Fords, even looked at the Suzukis, which I really liked this Jimny. But it turns out cars in Thailand come in two distinct categories: those which are made in Thailand and those are which are imported. The import cars are usually hit with massive taxes or tariffs, usually doubling the price. So, with the decision made, it was off to the dealer. Okay, just arrived at the Ford dealer. Please forgive the road noise. And we're going in to start the paperwork on our new Ford truck. The buying process in Thailand was as strange and foreign as everything else. The dealership was small by comparison. I'm used to seeing rows and rows of cars where you can pick whatever you like and take them for a test drive. But here in Thailand, it's quite different. When you go inside, there's literally only two or three cars to look at, and you have to decide what you want and order it, and then it arrives
So while
the next
everything in
day or
Thailand is
maybe
more
2 days
difficult
later.
than it is in the US, I gotta give them the nod when it comes to buying a new car. Yes, there's some hoops you gotta jump through, like you need immigration paperwork to buy the car. But on the plus side, they do all of the DMV stuff. So when I come back and pick up my car in 3 days, it'll have all the license plates and registration. They even pay for 1 year of insurance when you buy a brand new car. So we got to give them the nod on this one. Okay, clearly I spoke too soon. So now I'm off to immigration because apparently when you buy anything north of a cheeseburger, you have to go get immigration's permission. So off we go. Okay, it's official. I definitely spoke too soon. This is absolute chaos. So when I left the dealership, they handed me this form and told me just take it to immigration. So I figured, oh, just go in there with my passport and maybe my lease, and they'll put some official Thai stamp on this bill of sale. But no, not even close. I walk in and I talk to the immigration person and I tell them, okay, hey, I'm buying a car. They told me to bring this form to you. And they looked at me like I had three heads, like I was supposed to know all the stuff that goes along with that. So finally I was like, oh, just tell me what I need. And they said, okay, you need two pictures. So they have this yellow shirt company right next to immigration, and they told me, get two pictures of there. So I went over there, paid for the two photos. So then I bring the two photos back to the counter, and she hands me a form. She says, you got to fill this out, and you need two copies of your passport. Well, I didn't have copies of my passport. I would say that's an important lesson. First things first, always have copies of your passport whenever you're walking into immigration. So I didn't have that, but they have an area right there in immigration where for like 20 baht per copy, they can make a copy for you. So they had a long list of things you had to do, and one was basically reporting where your residence was. But I've already done that, and I showed them that form, but they said, oh, well, that's the residency form for opening a bank account. You need a different residency form for purchasing a vehicle. So after literally being shoved from window to window and talking to four different people, I think I finally got everything done that I needed, and they gave me all my documents back and said come back at 4 o'clock and they would have something ready for me. I would love to give you better, more detailed information, but it was chaos. So that's about the best I can do for now, and I'll show you what that form looks like when I get it at 4 o'clock today. Okay, here it is. What it is
is a residency letter. It basically states the date that I came into the country and what my address is. Coincidentally, it's the exact same letter that I had to go get to open my bank account. But apparently, every time you buy something, you have to go back and get a residency letter. You can't just use the same one for repeated purchases. And the best part is, I'm going to have to do this again when I want to go buy my motorcycle. Okay, one thing I'm realizing is that the process wouldn't be quite so brutal if you just knew what it was ahead of time. If somebody, like say at immigration, said, "Here's a list of all the things you need. Just come back when you have these filled out," that wouldn't be so bad. But that's not the case. They only inform you what you need through trial and error. But I'm here for you, and because I'm a pilot, I love checklists. So here's the checklist for buying a new car. You decide what car you want, locate a dealer. Before you go, make copies of your passport, the main page, the entry stamp page, and the TM30 strip that you get from your initial report to immigration. Now, you go to the dealer, you negotiate the price, and you get a bill of sale, and you're going to need all those items in line 2 there to get the bill of sale. Then you go back to immigration with the bill of sale, and you request a residency letter. That's what the dealer didn't tell me to do, was request a residency letter. I just handed them the bill of sale, and they looked at me like I had 3 heads. So know the lingo. You're asking for a residency letter. Once you have that, you have to return to immigration at the end of the day. Then they give it to you because they don't do anything right there on the spot. Once they officially approve that they like your documents, they tell you to come back at the end of the day where they hand out all the things they created. Okay, with all the documents in hand, we go to the bank, we get a cashier's check, and then contact the dealer, tell them that you've got everything you need, schedule your delivery date, and then you bring all of that stuff in, and they will have you sign probably 80 documents. It's unbelievable, but it wasn't that hard. And then you drive off with your new truck. Okay, so that's it. I've got my truck. So the next video should be on getting a driver's license, and I can give you an update. Originally, when I first came to Thailand, they said that they had one motorcycle that I wanted in the entire country of Thailand, and it was in Bangkok. I'm looking for the Honda NC 750X DCT, if any of you guys are curious. And they had one, but now they say it's not available and I have to wait 3 months. So next video will be getting the driver's license, and then finally it'll be time to go have some fun and actually start living instead of just dealing with all this setting up my life stuff. So if these videos are helpful to you, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.